Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa amalan mutaqabbala wa rizqan tayyiba. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulillah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Just making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whatever we learn today, may it be some beneficial knowledge that we can apply in our lives, and it might, like, may Allah make it make our lives easier after learning some of the like, as you see, the title is diseases of the heart, and these are not, like, this is not everything there is to be discussed. This is just some, like, 3 points or 4 topics that I chose for today. Inshallah ta'ala, may Allah make it beneficial knowledge and help anyone out there who might need to hear something that we are going to learn today, inshallah ta'ala. And jazakallah khairan for all of you who are here on time. I like starting my classes right on time, so the time here is 4:30. So I usually start on the dot, 4:30 I'm here, but I was just giving some time. I know it's some people are busy at this time, so they might be late, but inshallah we are going to start. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran as well on a few places, and then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has certain hadith that deal with it, and we are going to see them inshallah throughout this class. Diseases of the heart, this is not, I'm not talking about diseases like the heart attacks or anything related to the physical heart. I am going to discuss the diseases that ruin our heart, which are which we cannot see physically. That disease, you cannot see it happening physically. The disease cannot be treated just by taking a pill. It needs to be, work needs to be done to avoid or to get rid of these diseases of the heart. في قلوبهم مرض, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, in their hearts there's a disease. And when he was talking about disease in Surah Al-Baqarah, at that point, it was the people who come to the Muslims and they say, yeah, we are with you. And when they would go away from the Muslims, they used to say, no, we are not with the Muslims, we are with you. So hypocrisy was one issue. And then there was disobedience, there was arrogance. All these are called diseases of the heart. And we, at one point in our life, or some people more than others, we do go through these problems and these diseases in our life. Inshallah, we are going to see how to recognize it and how to deal with it, inshallah ta'ala. So mainly what I'm going to discuss is jealousy, envy, and hypocrisy. So let's just start, inshallah. So I chose a few, 1 or 2 ayahs from the Quran about the heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah 88 and 89, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالُ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ آتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبِ سَلِيمٍ. The day when there will not benefit anyone, wealth or children, but only one who comes to Allah with a sound heart. Sound heart means when there is no disease, these diseases that we are going to discuss, when the heart is literally, it's connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a pure heart that does not hold any grudges, a heart that is connected to Allah directly, a heart that deals with the issues of this world solely based on the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. So that is a heart that is called Qalb Salim. Qalb is heart and Salim is pure, like sound. Somebody who is like connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they don't hold anything negative in the heart. Another place, Surah Ghafir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and now this is just a part of that ayah, that's why you see these dots, because it is the end of one ayah. There is other parts as well. كَذَلِكَ يَتْبَعُ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ قَلْبٍ مُتَكَبِّرٍ جَبَّارٍ. This is how, like thus does Allah seal over every heart belonging to an arrogant tyrant. Meaning a person who is arrogant. Arrogance means what? That I think that I am somebody. I am like superior to everyone, and I don't give any importance to other people. My words are harsh. I am mean to other people. And even when I make a mistake, I don't care about saying sorry. I don't care about correcting myself. I don't care about other people. All I care about is myself. That is an arrogance. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if somebody is an arrogant person and they continue to be arrogant, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts a seal, a stamp. Now they can't turn back. At one point now they are completely arrogant, and now they will face the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because what we learned in the previous ayah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that day of judgment, somebody who has brought a pure and sound heart, only those people are going to be successful. Other people, and you know, arrogance, when we talk about arrogance, one thing that should come to our mind and everyone's mind is that, and that will only come when we read the Quran, is the arrogance of shaitan, the devil, Iblis. It is mentioned in the Quran as well. It was his arrogance, because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam, he asked all the angels, and Iblis was sitting among the angels as well. He is a jinn. He was sitting with the angels. They were asked to bow down to Adam alayhi salam. Now, this bowing down was not to worship Adam alayhi salam or anything other than that, because it only belongs to Allah. The bowing down means that it was the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I created a human being, and now the angels and the jinn, they are going to be submissive to the human beings. Meaning the human beings are superior creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everyone has to submit to them. But Iblis said, like, you created me with fire, and you created this human being with mud, clay. So why should I bow down? And one thing he accepted, khalaqtani, meaning you created me. He knew Allah created him. He knew Allah created the human being. He knew Allah created the angels and everything else. It's not that he didn't know who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was. As I said, he was an angel. He was a jinn, and he used to sit among the angels. Why? Because he used to worship Allah. He used to behave like an angel. That's why he was allowed to sit with the angels. But then what happened? That arrogance made him and turned him into a shaitan, a devil. Because, and it's not that he made a mistake and he said, I'm not going to bow down. That was the issue. No, that was not the issue. The issue was he became arrogant and he said, no, I'm not going to do it. Why should I? I am better than him. So I think in our lives also, we go through these phases when we feel that we know everything. Even when it comes to our parents, no, I know everything. You don't know anything. You don't, like, you are old, like you used to live in other times. I know everything. That's arrogance too. And inshallah, in the future, we are going to discuss that topic as well, as far as the parents are concerned. But that is arrogance too. You are thinking that you are somebody and other people are nothing, nobody. When we should always remember, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who created each one of us. He is the only one. If he is in control, he is all in all. Me and you, we're nothing. I have nothing of my own to be arrogant about. I don't own anything. It all belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can I be arrogant? And Jabbar means tyrant, meaning people, a person who hurts other people as well. Like a dictator, like they want everyone to just listen to them, and then they make them pay a price if they don't listen. Hadith about the heart. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has a different hadith. Inshallah, we're going to see them later on as well. Verily, in the body, there's a piece of flesh, which, if sound, like if it's okay, if it's pure, the entire body is sound. Sound meaning entire body is good, it's pure. And if corrupt, the entire body is corrupt. Truly, it is the heart. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying, if your heart is clean, if your heart is sound, if your heart is pure, then the entire body is going to be pure. Our behavior, the way we talk, the way we deal with people, everything is going to be okay if our heart is not corrupted. And he also said to Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to Anas bin Malik. So Anas bin Malik was, you can say, a servant of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he was with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam since Anas was a young kid, and he stayed with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam till Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away. So when he was young, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to him, young man, if you are able every morning and every evening to remove any rancor meaning any ill feelings, any negative feelings, any you can say anything in your heart that is negative from your heart towards anyone, do so. And if and further in, I didn't write the whole hadith, and then he continued that, and if you are able to do so, that is a pure heart, that is a clean heart. So every night you go to bed, forgive everyone, clean your heart. I'm not going to hold any grudges. Make your heart clean. And every morning, and when you wake up, just forgive everyone and make sure that the heart is clean. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is telling that to Anas bin Malik, and this is a message from me and you too. Because if we hold grudges, it makes us a negative person because it starts affecting us. Somebody said something to us, and I really didn't like the way you were talking to me. I didn't like the way you were looking at me. I didn't like the way you how you ignored me. Like, we have all these things and we hold grudges against people, and what it does is the other person might not even know, but myself, because I was holding those grudges, I now feel negative. Even my physical health, you know, it is scientifically proven. Some people who hold in negative feelings, their physical and mental health deteriorates, it gets affected. They become somebody that nobody wants to be with. So this is why it's very important that our heart is clean. Let's just, now we are going to look at few of the diseases of the heart. The first one is jealousy. So I have these definitions that, like the dictionary definitions basically. So jealousy refers to thoughts or feelings of insecurity, fear, relative lack of possession, etc. So feelings of insecurity, a person who is insecure, they're not too sure of themselves, and they have fears, different kind of fears, or they lack certain things that they really want in their life, so they become jealous of other people. Jealousy also means to feel resentment. Okay, why? Like, why does she have it and I don't? Bitterness, you become negative. Or hostility towards someone because they have something you don't. Hostility, now you find ways to be negative about that person. You find ways to shame them, or you find ways to be mean to them. You find ways to embarrass them just because they have something that you don't. In Islamic terms, it means to feel bitter about the blessings of other people. If my faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my faith in the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my faith in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my faith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all in all, He is in control, if that faith is strong, how can I be jealous from other people if they have something more than me? If they have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them the blessings, because then if my belief, my faith is strong, I know they didn't get it themselves. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave those blessings to them. Nobody can control it. Once I have that faith in my heart, the jealousy will go away. It is the weakness of my faith that turns me into a jealous person. when I'm not too sure of myself, then when I think, okay, if I did this, I will get this, or that person has so much and I don't, and this is unfair. Like you are trying, now you've started questioning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way of giving people or blessing people, his mercy. So once we recognize, and another thing is like, we are going to move forward, but just remember all these topics that we're doing: jealousy, there will be envy, hypocrisy. Other than hypocrisy, so being jealous or being envious of people, these are human feelings that can happen to anyone. Anyone can have these feelings. The point becomes what we do with these feelings, how we channelize them. And inshallah, we are going to see that what to do if we do feel jealous, because human nature, we sometimes do. Then after, now the other topic that we're going to do, it's quite similar to jealousy, but you can say it is one step ahead of jealousy, one level higher than jealousy. Envy is called hasad, hasad in Arabic. This is a state where a jealous person wants the blessings of the other person to be taken away. Jealousy is like you have a bigger car and somebody wants that, looks at you and feels, okay, I have such a small car, she has such big car, and you start feeling that bitterness and you feel insecure or you don't like it, and that's jealousy. Envy is that you say, okay, why does she have it? I want that car to be taken away from her. Only then I will be happy. So that is a step further. Sometimes people, when they don't control their jealousy, it turns into envy. It turns into hasad. And what did Rasulullah ﷺ said in this hadith? Sorry. Beware of envy, jealousy, for verily it destroys good deeds the way fire destroys wood. All of us know that if you put wood on in a burning fire, the wood really burns really fast as compared to some other material. We use wood for sometimes if it's cold, or if you want to have bonfire or whatever, you burn logs, you burn wood. Just like that, if we are jealous of other people, if we are envious of other people, and now it has reached a point where we want everything from that person to be taken away, it is basically eating up our good deeds. All the good deeds that we have been doing in our life, they are basically going away, because now those negative feelings are making you do certain actions that are displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you're not physically doing any harm, you're in your heart, you're feeling those negative feelings, and you are maybe it is a close relative, you're staying away from them, you're breaking your ties. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like that. Or you usually use harsh words for them, or you try to embarrass them, or you try to show them attitude by just by the way you look at them, or by a frown or anything else. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, beware of envy because it destroys good deeds the way fire destroys wood. Have you seen somewhere when the some house they catch fire, and because houses here are made of wood mainly, it just burns down, like nothing is left. And how sad that will be, that we worked so hard our whole life trying to do good, trying to be nice to people, and collecting those good deeds that we will need for the day of judgment. And because we are envious of people, because we have those feelings of hasad in our heart, we just ruin them, we destroy them, we make it to zero. And then what is going to happen on the day of judgment, when we will have no good deeds left? Because if we don't stop, if we don't put a stop to jealousy and envy, it can turn into something really big. It consumes a person. They don't even then realize what they are doing. There's a story that they say, the people who narrated it, it's a while back, a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, that, and they said it was something, it was a true story. Wallahu alam, Allah knows. But the story was that there were two people, like neighbors. They used to live. So one of the neighbors, he was a very righteous person. He used to do irada of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and used to do righteous stuff. And he used to go in the forest and just stay there for a while and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making dua, making salah, like doing all that thing. And for a long time, few years, whatever the time frame was. And then one day he sees an angel, and the angel asks, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very happy with you. What do you want? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses him with a big house and car and whatever the things that people need in this world. So the neighbor saw that like this person was like just like me. Now he has a bigger car, his house looks better, and all these things. So like, where did he get all of this from? So he goes to him and asks him what happened. He said, I don't know. I just used to pray and I used to make dua, and then I see this angel, and then these things were blessed, like given to me by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now that person said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. And he goes into the forest and like leaves the family there and says that I'm going to just worship Allah and do nothing. And he keeps on doing it and doing it and doing it. And then one day he sees an angel, and the angel says, okay, and like you've been worshiping, and you are going to be blessed. You're going to be given a gift. What do you want? And he says, I want nothing for myself. I want everything to be taken away from my neighbor. So like that was the level, the height of hasad that he had for his neighbor. Instead of asking, oh Allah, whatever you gave that person, give it to me too. That would have been perfectly fine, because there's nothing wrong if somebody has a big house or a nice house or a car or clothes or shoes or books, whatever it is that you like. If they have nice clothes or something that you really like, make dua for yourself, oh Allah, just as you have blessed that person, please bless me with that too. I like it, please give it to me too if it's beneficial for me. There's nothing wrong with that. But making dua that something be taken away from somebody, that is hasad. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like people who do hasad. Hasad not only eats up hurts the other person, it hurts you yourself. It eats up inside of you. So we need to stay away from hasad. We need to be able to not let our jealousy, first of all, control our jealousy, and not let jealousy turn into envy, because it is going to eat us up. Our whole demeanor changes, our whole personality changes. The third topic is hypocrisy, nifaq. It's called nifaq in Arabic. Hypocrisy is, the definition is, it's a behavior that contradicts what one claims to believe. A two-faced personality, maybe meaning you're saying something and doing something else. Or you're saying something else from your mouth, and in your heart you have different feelings. Inshallah, we're going to see in detail what I mean. A two-faced personality, like this is, I'm talking related to Islam solely right now. Nifaq means when you pretend to be like what the munafiqun, there's a whole surah in the Quran named hypocrites. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and then people, when they come to you, when what they used to do, the kuffar, the disbelievers, when they used to sit among the Muslims, they used to say, yeah, we are Muslims, we are your partners, we are your friends. And when because they wanted to know what the Muslims were doing, what they're planning, so that they can hurt them. And when they used to go to their own people, they used to say, no, we are with you, we are not with the Muslims. That was hypocrisy. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, and we know through the hadith as well, that hypocrites will be in the lowermost part of hellfire. The lowest part of hellfire, where it will be the hottest, where there will be people on top of people, and it will be like hardly, like they won't be able to breathe even. And that's where, why is that? Because hypocrisy is very dangerous. You're pretending to be somebody that you are not, and you are cheating people. So according to Surah Nisa, ayah number 138, and this is again a part of the ayah, that's not the whole ayah. to the hypocrites, give the glad tidings that there is for them a grievous penalty. Glad tidings, usually what it means, like giving them good news. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about hypocrites, munafiqun, then those glad tidings are what? These are the penalties, the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is in the Quran. There are so many ayahs in the Quran that mention the hypocrites. There are hadiths about the hypocrites. And there are certain signs there of hypocrites as well. Inshallah, let's see those. So there are two types of hypocrisy. One is behavioral, the spelling mistake, just ignore that. Behavioral hypocrisy. What is that? When outwardly, like on the front, a person sympathizes or is friendly, but inwardly harbors hatred and ill feelings. Like you pretend to be somebody that's really nice and you do all the things. So sometimes people will pray because they were in front of people while they never pray at home, or they pretend to be really righteous. They pretend to use the jargon, the language that shows they know a lot of Quran, or they pretend to be reading the Quran, but they're just doing it because people are watching them. So this is behavioral hypocrisy. When somebody is showing something else, you are showing sympathy to your friend maybe, just to gain their confidence. And then when behind their back, you're saying negative things about them. And then verbal hypocrisy. When a person has nice word for someone in front of them, but bad mouths them behind their back. You're saying using all those nice words to a person, maybe at school, at work, in your family, and because you want them to like you. But once they leave, you are only bad mouthing them, meaning you're only using bad words for them. You're saying bad stuff for them. This is again hypocrisy. And as I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned hypocrites in the Quran as well. And their abode, their final resting place is going to be hellfire. According to a hadith, the signs of a hypocrite are 3. Now, these are the signs that we need to really, really pay attention to. Number 1, whenever he speaks, he tells a lie. You and me, we need to look at ourselves. Am I a perpetual liar? Do I always lie because I don't want to get in trouble, because I don't want people to not like me, or because I goofed, I did something that I shouldn't be doing, so I lie? Do I always, I know people, I personally know people, they don't even realize they lie because they have been lying for such a long time. It has become their policy now. It has become their practice. It has become their personality. And just as somebody, if openly and arrogantly keeps on doing something bad, then it becomes a habit. Now they don't even know they're lying. They personally, they themselves feel as if they're telling the truth, but everyone knows they're lying. Number 2, whenever he promises, he always breaks it. So you make a promise to your friend, and even while you were making that promise, you already had an intention of not fulfilling it anyways. But you made that promise and you said, no, for sure I'm going to do it for you. Wallahi, I promise. I am, and they break it. And sometimes we don't think too much about it. And let's say somebody called us and we couldn't pick up the phone, or we picked it up and we said, oh, I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes. I'm really busy. And those 5 minutes turned into 10 minutes, 10 into 20 hours, 2 hours, days, months, because we never intended to call them. Mistakes can happen. We can genuinely forget to call, but if we are doing it purposely, then this is a sign of hypocrisy. Number 3, if you trust him, like if you trust a person, he proves to be dishonest. That's also a sign of hypocrisy. People trust you, but you break their trust. Maybe people trusted you and they they told you some secret of theirs. Now you broke their trust and you told that secret to somebody else. So this is something, these are the signs. Now, it is said that if somebody, let's say, doesn't have all these three qualities, they might have one, or they might have two, or they might have only number three, or any combination. So that means that they are on the way to becoming a hypocrite. They're not a complete hypocrite. And this is something really very big in our deen. Being a hypocrite, it is now. And sometimes people say, so for example, let's say you know a person, and they are somebody like who are like usually aggressive, they usually are mean to people, and they have some bad habits. Now, but when you meet them, you are nice to them, you say salam, you can even have a conversation with them, and you can spend some time with them, and you meet them normally. This is not hypocrisy. Like you know they are bad from inside, and you feel that they're bad, but you're still talking to them nicely. That is not what hypocrisy means. You're not going to just bad mouth them on their face and create a scene and do the same thing that they are doing. Yeah, if in any way we can try to make them realize, that is something else. But being civil, being nice to somebody, that is not hypocrisy, even though you know they're not a good person. That is something that you're doing. You're trying to keep peace, and that is something really great in our religion. So what we can do is we can try not to tell a lie. We can try to keep our promises. We can try, when people trust us with maybe their secret, maybe their property, maybe with anything else, we try to keep it to ourselves. We protect them. We protect their secret as well. Let's see some of the results there can be when we are jealous, when we are envious. What can happen? Inshallah ta'ala, let's go through them. So, result of jealousy. There are, and again, the list that I have, this is not a complete list anyway. There can be so many repercussions, so many negative things that can happen. So animosity, meaning now you're no more friends with them. You've become enemies now. Anger, you're always angry whenever you see them. They're happy, maybe the jealousy is because they have a happy family. Maybe the jealousy is because they have a better job than you. Maybe the jealousy is because they get good marks in school and you don't. So you're always angry whenever you see them, and this anger hurts our physical well-being as well. Bad behavior. Now you're behaving badly with people because you are angry with them, because you're jealous of them. Abandonment. Sometimes people will abandon their relations, their relatives, because they feel angry when they see them and they feel jealous and they just leave them. Physical harm. Sometimes people literally, they physically harm other people because they're jealous of them. This can happen among kids, among even older people. Somebody who is jealous, they don't see what they're doing. Destruction of religious and worldly life. Once you let the jealousy consume you, let the jealousy fill your heart, then you're not even able to pray properly, or to fast, or to do dhikr of Allah, or to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even your worldly life, like because you're not happy, people around you are not happy, then people start avoiding you. Because you have become such a negative person, you always feel negative about other people, you're always jealous of other people, and that's all you talk about, people start avoiding you. So your life is destroyed just because you were jealous of somebody. And the result of envy can be destructive, both physically and mentally. As I said, envy is the next level of jealousy, where you want harm to other people. And this can really, really harm you yourself, mentally and physically. Envious people tend to feel hostile, resentful, angry, and irritable, like they're easily irritated. You said something, even though you didn't mean it, but they feel irritated and they are going to retaliate. They're going to just snap and they're going to say something that is going to really, really hurt you. It leads to depression, anxiety, prejudice, and unhappiness. Depression and anxiety, they say, this is scientific research, is increasing, and especially among younger people. And why is that? Because now the younger people especially, and I'm not saying the older people don't do it, but young people, they are in a rat race. They want what other people have, and how and why they are in this rat race, because now social media shows what I have. If I put it out there, people know what I have now. And the younger generation, the people in their teens, or even people who are now adults, but young adults, they want to post, okay, now I bought this new car. Oh, I have such a beautiful family. I just had a child. Or my job, I just got promoted. Or you're vacationing somewhere and you're posting pictures. People, when they look at other people's happiness, then and they themselves are not happy, they become depressed. And then just because they want to attain something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not blessed them with, they become anxious. And then prejudice, and they, oh yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them, he's not giving it to me. Yeah, because they this, and then we become prejudiced. And then finally we become unhappy. Because all that we can think about is other people's happiness. Why are they happy? Why do they have that? Why can't I have it? So this is jealousy and envy. As I read the hadith as well, Rasulullah said that envy, jealousy, it eats up a person, the good deeds. How? Just like how a fire eats up a wood. And while going through these emotions, we are losing our good deeds as well, because we are behaving in a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want us to behave. And again, as I said, these feelings can come to anyone. It is what we do with these feelings that's very important. So how to deal with the disease of the heart? So now, as I said, envy, jealousy, these are only a hypocrisy, only a few diseases of the heart. There can be so many other things that arrogance is one, ego is the other. There are so many other diseases, and anything and everything can be dealt with. What we are going to learn now, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, and this is وَلَا تَتَمَنَّوْا مَا فَضَّلَ اللَّهُ, and do not wish what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given from his fadl, ba'dukum ala ba'd, from some other, some more than the others. لِلرِّجَالِ, to the men, nasibum mimma iktasabu, a part or a share of what they have earned. Walin nisa'i, and for the women, nasibum is a share, mimma iktasabna is a share of what they have earned. Was'alullaha min fadlihi, and ask Allah of his bounty. Inna Allaha ala kulli shay'in alima, indeed Allah is ever of all things knowing. So one thing, how to deal with it. If you like what somebody else has, because as we see this world, in this world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make us exactly the same. This world would not have been able to function if everyone was at the same level. We need people at different levels. But at the same time, we need to remember this division is from Allah. It is not from me and you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and do not wish for that by which Allah has made some of you exceed others. If you see somebody having a better job, somebody having better marks, somebody having, let's say, better height or complexion or family or food or whatever, you can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he grants you those blessings as well. But each one of us will get what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned men and women separately, so that people might not get confused. A man will get what is destined for him, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for him. He's going to earn that. The same way, women are going to earn what they have done, how they behave, how they talk, how pleasing or unpleasing they are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, was'alullaha min fadlihi, Ask Allah of His bounty. There's no harm in asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you see somebody having something and you don't have it, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But feeling jealous and envious of other people and wanting them to lose it, that is where the problem comes. And some other ways that the ulama have told us that how to deal with the diseases of the heart. Wishing well for the other person. So now you feel jealous of somebody because they had something that you didn't have. So you make dua for them. Allahumma barik laha, Allahumma barik lahu. Oh Allah, bless them. Oh Allah, mashallah. May Allah protect them. Start making that dua, and remember one thing: whatever dua we make for the other person, the same exact dua is accepted for us as well. So while you're making that dua, oh Allah, put barakah in his earnings, put barakah in his family, put barakah in his food. The same duas are the angels are making for you yourself. Oh Allah, the person who's making this dua, put barakah in his food, put barakah in his money, put barakah in his family. Same exact duas. That is why it is so important to make dua for others. And then make dua for yourself. Oh Allah, I have these feelings. I want these feelings to go away. Oh Allah, you are the creator. Oh Allah, you are in full control. Bless me with the same blessings. Remember Allah. When you are making dua, you're remembering Allah. That's one way of remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do a lot of dhikr. We can, the dhikr, it can be subhanallah. The dhikr can be alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. Dhikr can be anything which makes you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's dhikr. The more dhikr we do, our heart becomes cleaner and cleaner, purer and purer. And at one point, we reach a point when there are no hard feelings. And when we see other people succeed, we feel happy for them. We don't have those negative feelings then. Turn the negative feelings into constructive feelings. Let's say you have those jealousy feelings for somebody. Go do something good for them. Go do something nice for them. Don't let shaitan come and whisper to you that, see how much she has, you don't have that, and she's showing off. She's doing it on purpose to make you feel jealous. Don't let shaitan do that to you. Turn those negative feelings, and this is a personal, you can say, action that I do sometimes. Not that when I feel jealous, I don't feel jealous, but when I feel that somebody is telling me about something that they have achieved or something, some happiness that they received, right off the bat, I make dua for them. And I try, when I feel that some negative feelings might come, I start doing good things for them. I start praising them, or I'll do something for them that will make me feel better. And that those feelings of jealousy or envy, they don't even enter your heart. You feel good then that you're doing something nice for them. So these are like the first thing, like start making dua. Start making dua, and duas have an amazing, you can say, they have a way of changing people's heart. They can change a person's heart. Now, what if someone is jealous of me? Now, we were learning, okay, when I am jealous of somebody, this is what happens, or how this can hurt me. But what if someone else is jealous of me? And you can feel it. You know in their behavior that they're jealous of you. They're envious of you. Turn to Allah. First of all, turn to Allah. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know that I was just reading it today that the topic was something different. The topic was how people post everything on social media, and how evil eye, which is barhaq, which is a reality, it catches people. So there was these incidences that a person, they had a child, and they posted the picture, and they're going where they're going with that child, young kid, and subhanallah, that child something fell on that child and the child passed away. Somebody was posting picture of their cats, so lovely cats and beautiful cats. We just got them, 2 of those cats. The cats got sick. People get sick. People are out there who feel jealous of people, and they go so many steps further. Magic is also a reality. Evil eye is a reality. So it is a better idea not to post things on social media. Don't show off. Read the morning and evening azkar for protection. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us du'as for every occasion, and his habit was to read certain du'as in the morning and certain du'as in the evening. And morning can be any time after Fajr, and the evening, some opinions are that evening begins once the time of Asr prayer is there. So after Asr, you can start making these azkar. And some people say it is after Maghrib. So Maghrib and then later on. Anything and everything is fine. So after Asr, anytime is fine. These azkar are available online, on YouTube, everywhere is there. It's not hard to find them. Try to memorize them till you can memorize them. Read them. If you can't read Arabic, read them in your own language and try to learn Arabic. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in control. Don't worry about people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is going to happen, what's not going to happen, and He is in full control. And lastly, make sure not to show off the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not show off what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with. Because evil eye is really, really true. It can take a person to his grave. Evil eye is so strong. So if you feel that somebody is jealous of me, look at yourself and see, am I doing something to attract that jealousy? Maybe I am knowingly or unknowingly talking about so many things, good things or blessings of Allah that are going on in my life. And there is somebody, maybe a friend, who is going through a bad phase in her life. And maybe that's why she's getting those jealous feelings of jealousy or envy. So we need to make dua, we need to control what we say and how we say. And remember, in every situation, always turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah ta'ala, this was the section for the topics. If there's any question, anything you want to ask or related to what we have just done, more than welcome. I will be more than happy to answer, inshallah ta'ala. And then we are going to, inshallah, continue with the surah, inshallah. Again, I chose 2 surahs, short surahs, but related to some of the topics that we were doing. Again, I was going to choose an ayah, but again, it came to me, okay, these 2 surahs are short surahs. People usually memorize them as well, and they're somehow also related to the topics that we just covered today. So that's why I chose them. So if there's any question, please go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to, inshallah, continue. You can just unmute or you can raise your hand. It's up to you. Let us start. Okay, so I'm just going to drink water. Just give me a second. Okay, so inshallah ta'ala, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are going to start with, so these are the two surahs, they are the last two surahs of the Quran, the Mus'haf, and together they are also called Mu'awwidhatayn and Ta'awuz. So we know when we read A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, A'uz, the same roots are the word Mu'awwidhatayn, meaning Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taught these two surahs. They were revealed together, and he was taught these two surahs when black magic was done on him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent angel Jibreel, who taught Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam these surahs for his protection, and he became better. So these two surahs must be a routine for us, reading them in the morning. These are also part of the morning and evening azkar, the dhikr. So Surah Nas and Surah Falaq, we read them in the morning, we read them at night. And we're going to see why is that, inshallah ta'ala. And these two surahs are really, really important. If you have not memorized them yet, read them by looking or read the meaning, but try to memorize them, inshallah ta'ala. So Surah Falaq, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of daybreak. When? The morning, when the sun comes out. Min sharri ma khalaq, from the evil of that which he created. Wa min sharri ghasiqin idha waqab, and from the evil of darkness when it settles. Wa min sharri nafathati fil uqad, and from the evil of the blowers in knots. Wa min sharri hasidin idha hasad, and from the evil of an envier when he envies. So basically, so ulama say that this surah and the next one, Surah Nas. So this surah is asking protection from external things, you can say, or the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our external factors. We are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from, and who are we asking? Who is he? Who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? He is the Lord of daybreak. He is the Lord who makes the morning sun come out. He is our creator. So we want to come in his protection. This alone should give us a satisfaction, a security that who is he? He is the one who brings the day, and then he brings the night and the day again and night. And this has been going on so thousands of years. And he is capable of doing that. Then how will I not be protected? He is with me. So now we are asking him to protect from the evil of that which he created. So the ulama explained it in like a beautiful way. So you know that so the evil of that which he created. So everything is a creation of Allah. So why are we asking to be protected from his creation? So his al-alim, his sheikh, I forgot his name, I think his last name is Uthmani. He explained it using or taking an example of a plant. So basically a gardener, he plants a seed, and then he's looking after that seed and he's watering it, and the plant is now growing and there's a flower on the plant. Now he is taking care of it, but let's say there are some chickens running around, or some goats, or some lamb, or the sheep, or some other animals, or some birds who want to come and settle down on that flower, and they eat it or they break the leaf. Or these animals are not the enemies of the plant. They're not enemies. They are just doing what their nature is. It is an animal, he needs to eat. Goats, sheep, they need to eat. They eat grass or they eat plants. It is in their nature. It's not that they are enemies of those plants. So asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from those people who maybe they're not enemies of ourselves. They're not our enemies, but they might do, or something might happen through them that might hurt us as well, that might make us go astray, that might make us do something that is displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shar, evil of those people, they might not be doing it purposely. People might just be saying a simple sentence, or they're just having a conversation and we overhear that conversation and we find something out and now we act upon it. They didn't mean for us to listen to it or hear it, but we heard it. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from people who knowingly or unknowingly can have evil in them, like knowingly or unknowingly. They're not evil creatures, but some action that they might do, that it might turn into evil for us. And from the evil of darkness when it settles. Usually, you know, we see that most of the crimes, and this is a research, most of the crimes, they happen when it's dark outside. The jinnat, the jinn, they come out at night as well. All the shar, the shaitan, they come out at night. Bad people, they come out at night. We are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the evil of the darkness. Something bad might happen to us in the, when it's so dark. So may Allah protect us through that darkness, because He is the protector. And evil, and from the evil of the blowers in knots. So blowers are not what they used to do. It happens still now. During the time of the mushrikeen, during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and during those times, what used to happen was they used to tie knots on threads, or maybe sometimes they will take hair and they will read something and blow on those knots, and this will cast a spell on somebody that they wanted to. As I said, magic is real, but still Allah is in control. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want anybody's magic to be successful, it will never be. But this is what they used to do. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the evil of those people who do magic. And people even now, they do magic. It's not something of the past. And it's not only in certain countries, and that it's not in certain other countries, it's everywhere. And why would people cast a spell? Why would people do magic on other people? Again, they're insecure, or they want bad, they're jealous, they're envy. These are the reasons. So we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the magic. And lastly, and from the evil of an envier when he envies. Oh Allah, protect us from somebody who is envious of us. And we just learned what envy can do to you. It not only harms the person who is envious, it harms the person whom he is envy of. It has a negative, we have negative vibes that go through us to other people as well. And this envy leads us to do things that might physically harm other people. So when we make this dua, and from the evil of an envier when he envies, right now we are making dua, oh Allah, protect me from somebody who might be envy of me. But this dua, we need to make the other way around too. Oh Allah, protect other people from my envy. Oh Allah, save me from being envious of other people or being jealous of other people. So as we need to be protected, we need to sit and think, am I the person whom other people should be asking for protection from Allah? Am I the one who's envy? Am I the one who's jealous? Am I the one who's arrogant or who's a hypocrite? So these questions, although this surah, we need to recite it, we need to understand the meaning and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us. But this is same for other people as well. They need to be protected from us if I have any of those qualities. The second surah is Surah An-Nas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. So Surah Falaq was Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. So the Lord of the daybreak. Here we are saying, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. Nas is mankind. Malikin Nas, the sovereign or the Malik or the ruler or the king of mankind. Ilahin Nas, the God of mankind. Ilah is God. Allah, that's God of mankind. So I am asking, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say that A'udhu, I ask refuge. I take refuge. Bi Rabbin Nas, in the Lord of the mankind. Malikin Nas, in the ruler of the mankind. Ilahin nas, and the God of mankind. Now, from where, as I said, the first surah that we just did, Surah Falaq, it asks for protection from external factors, things that are from the outside. But this surah, Surah Nas, now we are going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from things that are internal, from our nafs, for our ruh, for our soul. So, min sharril waswasil khannas, from the evil of the retreating whisperer. Retreating whisperer meaning somebody who whispers, then goes back, then comes and whispers, then goes back, coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, whispering. Who whispers evil, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, who whispers evil into the breasts of mankind, into the chests of mankind. Min al jinnati wan nas, from among the jinn, and from among nas mean people. So these people who come and whisper. So shaitan, basically shaitan is the biggest enemy of people. He's the biggest enemy. Shaitan was a jinn as well. He became shaitan when he disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now what he does and what he makes his followers do, they will come and say something, whisper some bad thing to you and go back. Then come after a few days, say the same thing again, put the same thing in your heart again. Not heart. So let me just clarify one thing. You see the word sudur. Sudur means the chest cavity which holds the heart. Shaitan has access only to our chest cavity. Shaitan cannot put something in our heart. We will have to allow it to go into our heart, then we will feel those feelings. If we stop it right there and then, and these surahs and the duas are a means to stop that, then he cannot forcefully put something in our heart. He can give us an idea, just like those friends that we have sometimes. Those are friends that are not good for us, but we don't realize, even if our parents are saying that don't meet this girl or don't go out with her, and they're not good influence, and you don't realize and you don't accept it. And just like those friends, because they're not saying let's cheat, let's lie, let's not go to class. They're not saying like that. They're doing it, and you, just by being with them, unconsciously, subconsciously, you are doing what they're doing. So they are bad company. So the same way Shaitan, what he does is he is going to come and say, okay, what is missing one class do to you? Just let's miss this class and hang out with friends or have fun, and let's go to the mall or do something else. And you didn't listen to the Shaitan. He goes away. A few days later, he's going to come again through another friend. You just ignore him again, and you ignore your friend. But Shaitan has so much patience. He's going to come again and again and again till he makes you do what he wants you to do, until unless you protect yourself from these surahs, from the zikr of Allah, from the Quran, from salah, from having good friends around you, good people around you. These are all protections that we need. This is the protective gear, you can say. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us through Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam how to protect ourselves. And once those waswas, those whispers enter our heart, then it becomes really hard to let it go. Then it takes more work to clean our heart. If from the beginning we wake up in the morning, we read the first dua when we get up, Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi an-nushur. Allah, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you gave me another life, and we are all going to return to you. And then we going to bed, we say Bismillahi amutu wa ahya, with the name of Allah we die and we come alive. And then we read the Ayat al-Kursi, we read Surah Falaq, we read Surah Nas, and there are the other azkar. It takes only 10 minutes maximum to say these azkar before going to bed and waking when you wake up. And they protect you throughout the night. Then if you read them after Asr or Maghrib, They protect you throughout those the night till the morning comes, and then you read the azkar again. This is the huge protection against shaitan, against any calamity. So these surahs cover both the physical well-being, and it covers the internal, our psychology, our soul, our thinking, our heart. Just as we learned about those diseases, if we connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are filling our heart with the dhikr of Allah, with remembering Allah, with the Quran, with praying to Allah, with making dua, with hanging out with good people, when we are doing all of these things, then these diseases of the heart, they don't happen. Even if the thought comes to our mind, we can easily let it go. We can easily ignore it. It becomes easier as we progress. But the first step is we have to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to ask him. You know, while on the same topic, so one is the physical well-being. Our physical well-being is related to the food we eat, how we take care of our health, if we do exercise or not, or if we are sick, do we take medicine, we do go to the doctor. Physical well-being, and what kind of food we are eating, how much we are eating. All these things, they are needed for our physical well-being. For our soul to be healthy, it is really, really of utmost importance that we that we connect ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We connect ourselves to our deen. We connect ourselves to the Quran. We connect ourselves to the salah. Just as our physical body needs food from this world, because our soul, our ruh, was sent from above, it gets the food from above as well. Our physical body was created with mud. All the things that it needs comes from the soil, from the mud, from this earth. But our ruh was sent down. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this ruh. He blew into us. This ruh, it came from above. The food will come from above also. And what food is that? The dhikr of Allah, the kalam Allah, Quran. Anything to do with with the book of Allah, with anything to do with our deen, that is going to nurture our soul. And once our soul is strengthened, it is strong, it is healthy, then our whole body is going to be healthy too. Either one of them, if our physical body is not up to the mark, we start slacking in our salah. It's harder to fast. It's harder to do hajj. It's harder to do. So both of them are related. They are just like, they're inseparable. Both parts, physical being and the internally, the soul, both of them need to be looked after. So inshallah ta'ala, I just hope, I know I said that the class might be till 6:30, but I think this should be enough because we have Maghrib at 6 o'clock. And after a little while, I think everyone just loses their concentration. But I would highly, highly recommend, and I would really encourage you to make sure that you do the dhikr in the morning and in the evening to protect, and you will see a difference in your life. Everything that you do, you're going out, step out, making dua, step in, making dua, sit in your car, making dua, going to the washroom, making dua, go to the market, to the mall, you make a dua, coming out, you make a dua. So make a habit of making Allah, even if you don't remember those exact duas that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught us, just saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, oh Allah, protect me. Oh Allah, make it beneficial for me. Oh Allah, save me from the negativity of other people. Oh Allah, save other people from my negativity, of all these negative thoughts that I have. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect us, inshallah ta'ala. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. So Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah reward everyone immensely who was able to attend the class, some people did come or late, or some people came and they had to leave. Whatever everyone is busy with, may Allah put barakah in your time, and may Allah accept all the efforts that you are making, what your parents are making, so that you can be rightly guided. Jazakallahu khairan. And if there's any